I'm Paul McHardy. I'm Paul McHardy. I'm Paul McHardy.
This old house has served a number of purposes over the years. It welcomes students to Brigham Young University every year. And in fact, on this well-kept, beautiful lawn, they hosted such things as alumni dinners and award ceremonies. One of the iconic features of his campaign are billboards like this one, and t-shirts that simply say, "I like Dave Buehler." This aggressive yet down-to-earth strategy helped Dave Buehler get through the primary elections and into the finals. So which is it? Do they send people around counting everything? Do they count tickets? Nobody seems to know. It's time to do a little investigative journalism. The bottom line is, if you get in a motorcycle accident, you're probably going to end up somewhere like here. The question is whether or not you're going to show up here, as Dr. Hurwitz put it, with mashed potatoes for brains, or if you're going to be able to recover from your injuries. I'm Paul McHardy reporting for the Daily News at the University of Utah Medical Center in Salt Lake City.
If you like to skateboard, you might recognize this guy. And if you like BMX biking and motocross too, it's virtually your paradise in downtown Salt Lake City this weekend. Energy Solutions Arena plays host to the AST DO Tour, which stands for the Action Sports Tour. Competitions vary from a skateboard, vert, and BMX park inside the arena, and BMX dirt and FMX motocross in the parking lot across the street.
It's not the first time this parking lot has been host to big events like the Action Sports Tour. This same spot where cars now pack in and large mounds of dirt lie is the same location of the awards ceremony for the 2002 Winter Olympics held in Salt Lake City.
The guys who compete in events like AST and the X Games are paid professionals. Some make their adult careers off of riding bikes and skateboards. Arno Connis is from Holland, but he travels all over the world to race his BMX bike.
It's still kind of cool, but you get used to it. Yep, traveling so much. When I was still a little kid and we go to America, I said, wow, America, that's super cool, but I'm kind of used to it now.
Connis competes in the Supercross race. He's a frequent finals qualifier, though he recently failed to make the cut in China. He likes Salt Lake, but if he had to pick his absolute favorite place in the world...
I don't know. I feel my hometown, I think. All the people I know, and it's the coolest place.
Maybe his opinion will change if he wins this weekend. Paul McHardy, Daily News, Salt Lake City.
Bicycles are a healthy and cost-effective way to travel. But lately, more people are turning to gas-powered scooters and motorcycles to save a little more time. No matter your choice, wearing a helmet is always encouraged to help prevent serious head injuries. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, only 19 states have mandatory motorcycle helmet laws, and no state requires the use of bicycle helmets over the age of 18. Dan Horwitz is an orthopedic trauma doctor at the University of Utah Medical Center. He's seen his share of bikers after a crash.
The major benefit of wearing the helmet is that two things happen. One, you live, which is a pretty good thing. And two, you don't end up with a head that's full of mashed potatoes.
The American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons supports mandating helmet use. Their studies show up to an 80% decrease in severe head trauma when cyclists wear head protection.
The data is, it's not vague. It's not like we're discussing global warming. It is absolutely black and white.
The cost of treating cyclists without sufficient health care pulls vital Medicaid funds from child health care or even cancer treatment. There are currently no sponsors for mandatory helmet laws in the Utah State Legislature, and no one's even tried since 1995. Right now, the law only requires helmets for bikers under 18 years old.
The bottom line is, if you get in a motorcycle accident, you're probably going to end up somewhere like here. The question is whether or not you're going to show up here, as Dr. Hurwitz put it, with mashed potatoes for brains, or if you're going to be able to recover from your injuries. I'm Paul McHardy reporting for the Daily News at the University of Utah Medical Center in Salt Lake City.
The national anthem, a song almost all Americans know and love. Are you good enough to perform it at a Utah Jazz basketball game?
I didn't make it, just like I don't think I made it today. The judges didn't like me.
And on a day as dark and gloomy as today, who in their right mind would come all the way down to the Delta Center to try out?
BYU graduate and KSL employee Alex Curie walked over from work to give it a try. Curie says he tried out for American Idol just a month ago in Seattle, Washington. He says despite the outcome, it was a fun experience.
Everyone just showed up. It was nice because it was like American Idol tryouts in the sense that like random people showed up and they were terrible. Like me. Oh, see. No, I won't do that to you again. I'm sorry.
Everyone from school choirs to duets to trained professionals showed up. The judges allowed performers to sing up to "And the Rockets' Red Glare" before deciding to stop them. They didn't let many go beyond that point. The lucky 41 performers will discover their fate in the mail in the next few weeks. Paul McHardy, Daily News, Salt Lake City.
For young adults across the country, getting out of the house means new freedom and new responsibility. But while college students may be juggling class and car payments, their parents don't see them as adults. A new study by researchers at BYU found that parents of college students across the country do not consider their 18 to 25-year-old children as mature, capable adults. To parents in the study, acting like an adult means behaving responsibly when it comes to things like driving, drugs, alcohol, sex, and language, something they feel many of their children don't yet do. A new service promises the people of London they'll never have to spend time looking for the nearest restroom, or as they like to call it, the loo. The Westminster City Council launched SatLav on Thursday, a toilet-finding service for cell phone users. All you have to do is text the word toilet and you receive a text message back with the address of the nearest public facility. The council hopes the service will help stop people from resorting to using the alleys when they can't find a bathroom. Delta Airlines is denying possible merger talks with United Airlines. Delta has been looking for ways to cut costs and some of its large investors are pressuring the airline to find a partner. Consolidation is necessary for the airline industry and helps cut costs, especially with oil prices close to $100 a barrel. Delta has a major hub in Salt Lake City, and a spokeswoman for Governor Huntsman says lawmakers want to make sure they keep Delta here if a merger does happen in the future. And the latest celebrities to get tangled up in a high-profile trial: Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, and Tweety Bird. An Italian court ordered the animated characters to testify against a Chinese man accused of counterfeiting Disney and Warner Brothers products. The cartoons were mistakenly included in a court summons. Unfortunately, the characters will be unable to show up for the trial. Hopefully, they won't be found in contempt of court. And finally, residents at a South Jordan neighborhood had a big breakthrough this morning. A water main burst just before 5 a.m. near 1300 West and 7300 South. Homeowners awoke to several feet of water in the street and some of it pouring into their homes. 7 or 8 homes were affected and the main has been shut off. Firefighters are assessing the damage done to the homes, and pumps will be brought in this afternoon to pump out the remaining water.